they have ample time.
Absolutely embarrassing. Not that the Pistons allowed Brunson to do that, because I have to give credit where credit is due. 40.7 assists. The dude balled out. He hit the biggest shot of the playoffs so far. He sent the Pistons home on the road. That's absolute villainous stuff. If that was all Brunson's game and he has moments like that, I would be more appreciative of it. It's all the foul hunting. It's all the offensive fouling and the pushing and the shoving and the barreling into people's chests without getting calls called against them that has me a little bit sore on watching Jalen Brunson. It's not that. The Pistons wet the bed yet again. This was one of the most significant, they're just not ready for the moment stages I've ever seen in the NBA postseason. The Detroit Pistons were the better team. The Detroit Pistons should have been walking into last night with a chance to win the series, not to stave off elimination and force a seventh game, but instead, because time and time again they have blown leads, including last night where they were down by double digits. They had a 20-2 run late in the second half that put them back ahead. They were comfortably in the lead at home. 3 to 4 minutes left to play. All you got to do is close it out. All you got to do is not make just rookie-type mistakes. Cade Cunningham, you're 23 years old. Malik Beasley, you're a grown-ass man. I believe he actually didn't. Is Malik Beasley the one that also dated like Larsa Pippen at one point? I'm pretty sure he did. And hopefully he feels, confident enough to be able to bounce back from this. This is a dude who made the second most threes in the NBA this past year. It's a dude who Cade Cunningham found on the wing, because following that play from Brunson, you get Malik Beasley fading out to the right wing, wide open, butt naked open, just like how he had. I ain't gonna say it, but he was wide open.
I don't know about that.
And caught. Yeah, he was. We had an easy chance to shoot that triple, but the ball bounces off his fingertips and the game is over with. Just dribbled down his legs.
People were calling. I don't think that was wide open.
Yes,
I think it would have been a
was.
contested three if he got it up.
It's not contested for a guy that made the second most three-pointers in the league. It's not contested for a guy that had statements like what he had to say after the game. Take a listen to Malik Beasley, by the way. Take a listen to Malik Beasley, who, again, he and Anthony Edwards went down to the end of the wire last game of the regular season competing for who was going to have the most threes made. He just got beat out by Ant-Man, but remember, Beasley was a sixth man this year. He was hitting threes at that high of a clip as a guy that was coming off the bench. He had a chance to tie it up and force a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. This would have absolutely been an epic Game 7. I couldn't wait. Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Brunson, Game 7 at MSG would have been an amazing data point for Cade's budding superstardom. Instead, Malik Beasley, the moment was too big, and then you get to the press conference and you say crap like this.
It's been us against the world, our team. And so for us to stay together, for us to build on it, I think obviously the pain hurts. AT was pissed that, he is the best defender in the world, and he should have felt like he got to stop on that last possession. I'm the best shooter in the world. I feel like I should have got on the best on the last possession. So with that being said, you can't dwell on it too much. You got to get ready for the next season. It's my favorite part of the season, the off season. It's where I get better, and you just got to stay in tune with the guys and continue to get better this whole summer.
He talks so much crap, and I appreciate Beasley because he does keep it G, and he also had a great year. I mean, he was one of the best free agency or off-season pickups or acquisitions that we had, most underrated off-season acquisition. But at 28 years old, going into his year 29 season with the Pistons here, he's been in the league since 2016? I need better from you. You're supposed to be the vet. I can understand Asar Thompson getting broken off by Jalen Brunson. It's his second year in the league. It's his first time in a big spot like that in an elimination game. Okay, cool. He still got back for a decent enough contest. Brunson just made a good shot. Beasley, you got to be better. I'm a little bit disgusted by that, man.
He got shook pretty far off.
He did, but he recovered pretty well.
But he was like 10
It
feet
was
away.
It was bad. It was bad.
I only watched one replay on the broadcast, and then I watched the game end, and I didn't see it until I just played the highlight of the three-pointer. And that man is far away from Brunson while he loads up for the three.
It was bad. As he loaded up for me, he got a clean look at the triple.
That was more wide open than Malik was going to be for the game-tying 3.
Well, we'll never know because he ain't got no hands. Being called a hater in the YouTube chat here. ESPN West Palm on YouTube. Play ESPN 106.3. That's what you can tell your smart speakers, or listen to us on 106.3 FM. Or you can jump in the YouTube chat and tell them that I'm not a hater. How am I a hater right now, C-Cat? I don't get how that would be hater energy.
I mean,
I'm a loving guy.
You're by definition a hater because you're hating on the matchup we're going to get in the second round of the NBA playoffs, but it's an honest hater. Like, you're being completely and honestly transparent.
Yeah, I guess
you're not talking crap about these teams because you are a hater. You're just openly hating on these teams, which is fair game.
It's what I'm about to say, like, so as a fan of the Heat, who has not only had to see some contentious playoff series against this same iteration of the Boston Celtics, but also, last year, a very lackadaisical effort from the Heat because we did not have Jimmy Butler, and they steamrolled us. Now, I will say that Heat did steal a game in Boston, so, 4-1 feels a lot better than 4-0. But nothing feels good when you're watching a team roll onto a championship and you're just a mark on their championship ring the following year. Don't like the Celtics.
Especially when a part owner of the Celtics approaches you while we're hosting a trivia night after he heard the word Celtics and says, hey, you want to see this ring? Yeah, it's Lash.
This is why I don't understand these Heat fans. It's like, I love creeping into the playoffs out of the play-in. I'm getting criticized in the YouTube chat yet again for rooting against the Heat making the playoffs this year, and look at the position that the Heat put themselves in. Tyler Hero tanked this draft stock. Also, the Heat got swept in not just an embarrassing way, in the most lopsided playoff defeat in the history of the postseason. 122-point differential, and also 92-point differential at home. We got absolutely mollywopped. It was ugly. Now, you take that and you pair it with the fact that Heat fans in general will never have any love for the Knicks. Heat fan in general will never feel any, and this is not anything of recent. This dates back to like the 90s, right? Like, this dates back to, it predates any like modern day Heat fans. That's why I have, if I had to choose in a vacuum, who I would rather see succeed, you were right, C-Cat, by saying earlier, I probably would lean Knicks over Celtics, because I ain't really got much beef with the current day Knicks. I just don't like watching Jalen Brunson play.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have beef with them. You just don't respect them.
I don't respect their game. Also, Karl Anthony Towns is the singular reason why the Timberwolves lost in the Western Conference Finals last year. So I don't want to see him go off to the Knicks and then succeed in a way that I don't believe he deserves, based off of what he did to Anthony Edwards, based off what he did to the perception of Nico Harrison. Nico gets away with this trade a lot easier if it wasn't for Cat opening the door for Luka Doncic and the Mavericks to make the finals. Everybody keeps saying the Mavericks were so close to winning a championship with Luka. No, the hell they weren't. They were a 5 seed that got past the Timberwolves because Cat laid an absolute egg through 6 games in the Western Conference Finals. And Anthony Edwards ran out of gas too. So he wasn't ready for the moment, just like Cade wasn't ready for the moment. This was a Pistons loss, not a Knicks win. And this is not to disparage anything the Knicks have going on. We know what the Knicks are. There's 3 tiers in the East. There's the first tier, which is the Celtics and the Cavaliers. Those are the actual fortified, strong teams that have a chance to win a championship. There's the Knicks. They're scrubs, but they're just the best of all the scrubs, right? When they run into the big dogs, they're gonna get they slate cleaned out. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics don't sweep them next round.
Yeah, I think
they don't stand a chance.
It's anyone outside of the top 3 in the AFC. It kind of feels like.
Yes.
Like you have the top 3 contenders, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, then you have everyone else.
So the Knicks are kind of like, if we had to compare it to the AFC, the Knicks would be not the Texans. That's too much respect. That's too much love. They got a chance. They got a fighting chance. Not the Texans.
I mean, the Texans don't really have a fighting chance in this iteration of them. Like,
could be the Texans, yeah. But the Texans feel more like the Pistons, because there's more so like a youth thing. They're just not ready yet. This is year 2 CJ Stroud. The Knicks feel like the Chargers. The Knicks are the Chargers.
I guess it's hard because on the field, on the court, you are right, but the fan bases are incomparable. Because Knicks fans, everyone knows Knicks fans.
Yeah.
No one knows the Chargers fan. And the Texans were just created in relatively recent NFL history.
And look at Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, as well. Last night, I told you he was the reason why the Mavericks made the finals last year. He's going to be the reason why the Knicks get swept next round. 10 points, 15 rebounds. He was 4 for 10 from the field. He fouled out.
I was going to ask